I follow the show and everything.
Oh, sorry. You know the show. Then I apologize.
Yeah. No, it's
Um,
funny.
we've never met. I know of
No.
you. You know of me. We've traveled in
Yeah.
the same circles of comedy, and we have a mutual friend. Pete Angelo is a really good friend of mine, and has
Oh
been on his
shit.
podcast. So today I saw you put on Twitter, Pete. I didn't know you were on Twitter, and then Pete's
Right.
like, "Yeah, I'm on Twitter." So I hit up Pete and I said, "What should I know about Ange?" Now, first of all, because I'm a dork and I like weird cartoon things, me and my kids used to all watch The Last Airbender, Avatar.
Oh
I thought your
shit.
name was Aang, and I was very excited that you were Aang like The Last Airbender. And it's fine being Ange, but I was really excited that you had some kung fu legend powers or
Damn.
something.
Hey, for you all, I could be Ang. We'll do that today. I'm Ang Buxton. Oh shit, I didn't even change my little. You see my little
It's
name
all right.
shit.
I don't think anyone reads those anyway,
No, I know, right?
unless you write
Just
like
in case.
butt or something. Like people are like,
Yeah,
oh,
and
your own
there,
butt.
that's what it's supposed to be. Nah, I'm playing.
But
That's crazy. Yeah, I love Pete. Anytime I got a book, to be honest, anytime I got to book a gay show, that's the first person I say, can you please come? Because you are
if
the
you want to,
funniest
if you want to
motherfucker.
rattle an audience and really see what they
I
think of
love him.
someone, Pete
Yeah.
opens for me most places I go. I bring Pete places if it's a show that I know is open-minded or a show that's
Yeah.
super closed. Because either way, I love that he kicks the door down with,
Fuck
sometimes I suck
yes.
dicks. And they're like, oh, okay. And it's just so funny to watch them react to it. Because Pete's not, gentle
Right.
in any way. So he'll be like, oh, they're homophobic. Like, well, no, Pete, you were really crude. I mean, like,
Right.
some,
No, my
some of
favorite
them
thing
were
about it is like
homophobic.
I look like a guy that would beat me up. Like
Right.
I love that shit.
Oh yeah, he's like, I look like the kind of guy you hire to beat up some queers, and they're like, is he joking? I don't know if he's joking. And then I'm on after, and they're like, this must all be a joke. We don't know what this
Right.
is, but it's fun to go with him places because as much as big and tough he is, he's also this sensitive guy.
Right.
And we get to the shows, and he's like, I don't think they're gonna like me. I'm like, why? He goes, because they all look like my parents. Like, but your parents
He's
love you,
like,
Pete. He's like, oh
oh
yeah.
man, I know they're not gonna like me.
Your parents are the most. I always say to him, "Whatever, dude. You're the easiest gay because like all your parents are super supportive. They love you. All your friends are so excited when you
Right.
gained more friends because I told him the second he became bisexual on stage, he finally became funny because he was really unfunny straight. So
You said the easiest gay. I fucking love that.
he is. He's a starter gay for straight people to get into.
Yeah.
Because
I've been told that too. Like I did that fucking I opened for Blinn in that it was the whitest room of all time, like only old white people. And I crushed that shit. I had like 2 applause breaks and I didn't know. I walked in same type of thing where I was like, this isn't my crowd. It was the Loft. That's where it was. I
okay,
don't think
yeah.
And
Well,
I
people
just
don't know
walked
that's
in.
in Chicopee, Mass, where they haven't heard the word woke ever.
Yeah.
They don't.
Bro, their streets are trash. Like, I mean, there's a lot I could say about that place, but
And you
yeah,
grew up in Springfield.
I did well and I was surprised. And then it boosted my confidence. And that's when I started trying to do things outside of fucking Northampton, because
Right.
of course I can kill in Northampton. I'm a Northampton 10, you know what I'm saying? I'm a
If
fucking
people
LA
don't
2,
know,
but
Northampton is the birthplace of lesbians. That's where they were
yeah,
created.
that's
Um,
on the sign when you drive in. Yeah.
I actually, when I first started doing comedy in Western Mass, one of my jokes was, Springfield, birthplace of basketball,
Yeah.
Holyoke, birthplace of volleyball, which makes sense because Northampton makes all the lesbians and they play that stuff. And everybody would cheer right away. It's like, I know where I am. I get
I
it.
know. Well, I'm from Springfield too, which I think like I have really tough skin. Like there's really not like I like to the point where like I grew up like in the ghetto to the point where like I was telling kids when I was little like, oh, I'm not white, I'm just mad ashy. You know what I mean? So like there's really nothing that can phase me. And like I love doing shows in Springfield, but it's hard. I mean, it's hard. They tried to open that one. Jess tried to open that one club.
Yeah.
And I did one night, and then it was over, and it was like, damn,
Now,
like that
if your
could have been a
stage name
thing.
was Mad Ashy, they would have come out.
Ew.
They would have been waiting for Richie Hector to show up. Like, you don't look like Richie Hector. What are you? It's like
Right. They'd be like, how does this white person have a joke about reggaeton? It's like, that's what happens when you grow up on fucking Belmont. What am I supposed to say?
not even that. That's my favorite thing about audiences, how stupid they are. I mean, people, they're the dumbest things in the world. They sit there and they overthink. Why would this person have this opinion? Because we're smarter than you. We create fun. You're boring. That's why you're here.
Oh my god, I know.
Well, they sit there and they can't even make up their own fun.
like
That's why they
to
come to
look at
us.
to like you have to address how you look, right? Like that's the easiest way to unclench a butt cheek is to just like I just go up and I go like I understand why it's so frustrating to see me in the women's room because I look like if Justin Bieber drove a bus.
Right.
Immediately, everybody just okay, we know like they know what they look like. Fucking relax. You know what I mean? Like,
You
because
do have to, I know
demographically, a lot of the dudes I vibe with, I like football, blah blah blah. But like
right.
that shit can't come till later because I got to start with like where they think
Exactly.
I'm at, right?
A lot of comics will say, "Well, why bring it up? It's not the character. What's you're focusing on it." It's like
Yeah.
if you don't, the audience is too distracted. They're
Yep.
thinking, like, "Is it a guy? Is it a girl?" But here's the thing: does it fucking matter?
Right.
Are they funny? Are they funny? So yeah, the first thing you should do, that joke you tell is not only a good describer, but it's also funny. So I'll laugh and then my arms
Word.
uncross, my butthole loosens a little, and I
Yeah.
laugh now. And the trust is there. That's what you're supposed
Yeah.
to do. To go up, and I always talked with Pete about, to go up and just explain who you are won't
Right.
be funny, and you're making it awkward because most of them did not come there for your coming out party. And
That's
a lot of,
exactly. Yeah, I hate when comments start like, "Oh, hello, hi, I'm gay." Bitch, what? That's not a joke. Like,
that's not how you introduce yourself anywhere. It's like, yeah,
hi,
that's
I'm gay.
and that's great, but I'm making your Subway sandwich, and I don't care. What do you want on it? I guess not vagina. I don't know
It's
what you
like
want
it's
on
a
it.
Starbucks. It's like cappuccino for gay, like
Yeah.
some shit like that.
So, sometimes gay. Sometimes
Yeah.
gay with a frappuccino. It's like, what would you like? That's
That's
what I
so
call
funny.
Pete, by the way. I don't call him bisexual. I call him
Sometimes.
sometimes gay. But it
Oh
makes it
my
more fun.
god. Yeah,
Which, by the
like
way,
so
I've
I
told him, I
started.
said, Pete, you're gay. I've never seen you even near a woman unless she booked a show in Boston. So it's
Oh my god. No, I was so glad that he came out. Everybody, I mean, I loved seeing and I loved because I was hosting a show. He was the headliner. I loved watching the crowd's reaction. It was the most Northampton crowd. It was at the end of a queer burlesque night. So everybody left was just the queerest of queers. And he gets on stage and they're looking at me and I'm like, no, you better fucking wait. Like, just wait.
I'm nothing.
Yeah, yeah, I'm nothing. Yeah, I tell people my Ange is short for androgynous. That's what I say.
Okay, and they're like,
People
"Is that
like
how you
that.
spell it?" That's the I start thinking.
Yeah,
I don't know how to spell that. So is that the letters? It's like
yeah, no, exactly. I
nobody can
don't
spell
fucking know.
androgynous.
I don't have to spell it on stage. Thank God. Fuck
The only
that.
time in my whole childhood, I'm 45, growing up, the only time I ever heard that word is I'm a big wrestling fan. When they introduce Gold Dust, they go, "He's androgynous," and I'm like, they would just yell that because they didn't know what to call him. He's androgynous.
He's
I'm like, all right.
androgynous. Like, I feel like androgynous. Here's how I know I'm androgynous. Cause like I was a lifeguard, right? I had to wear like a woman's one piece bathing suit, and I have full titties, like full
Okay.
on, like right. So people would still come up to me in that woman's one piece bathing suit and be like, "Are you a boy or a girl?" Bitch, what the fuck?
I'm a
Like,
fat boy. I'm a fat boy that they
come
make
on.
wear this.
Right, I was real big at one point. Like, what the how fat would I have had to be as a 10-year-old to have like
Well, I would have answered, which one will you allow to save you?
right?
Because if you have an issue with one of them, they're going to let you drown. It
I
doesn't
love it.
matter.
It's
I'm
just
the
like
lifeguard.
right. Yeah, because yeah, exactly.
I like when see a comic like you or Pete or whatever, when a crowd's just laughing and they don't know anything yet, I'm like, that's the truest moment. They're just
Yeah,
laughing. And then you can watch the change in their face, some of them, where they're like, wait a minute.
right.
I don't like that I didn't know this what did it matter? Did it fucking matter? It doesn't matter. And that goes
Yeah.
both ways too. I know
Yep.
that there's been shows that I've been booked on and someone found out was like, oh wait, you're a straight white male who has 2 kids and was married and you shouldn't be on this show. I'm like, but I'm funny. Like the
Right.
crowd, I don't have jokes just about, I don't talk about who I fuck at all. It's boring for the people I fuck and it's boring for the audiences. I talk
Yeah.
about me. It's comedy and that's all that really matters in it. Does it matter? Yes, if you go up and look like you, there are going to be people that go, I wonder. And then when you
Yeah.
make it a joke, they laugh at it, and it also tells them what your humor is going to be like. Because if you
Yeah.
come out preachy right away, and it's all clapter stuff like that, then I'm not going to enjoy it. And the crowd's going to be like, well, this isn't funny. It's just a speech. It's just a TED Talk. But if you're funny, they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. They're funny.
I love the idea of going on stage like, hi, welcome to my TED Talk, and then I just, but stuff like that.
It's
because
called the Brooklyn Open Mic. That's what it's called.
Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, man,
They all just go there and don't make jokes. It's just all, here's our agenda, here's our speech, here. And if you make any jokes that punch down in the slightest, which is what comedy is, you're not
Right.
punching down, you're pointing out observations. But if you punch it down at all, get out of here. It's not funny. It's a bunch of people trying to push their personalities on you.
How can you not look? How else are you supposed to hit a kid if you can't punch down?
He's down there. That's how you hit him. If he's taller, you hit him in the knee so you can punching down is the easiest. That's why you do it.
I've never once punched up at a kid. Like, exactly.
No.
Knee, shin, fuck it. I'll do it.
And listen, you and I are both funny people. Even our punching up will punch them down. We know how to make fun of somebody enough where they're going to drop to their knees with a verbal sway. We got this.
Hopefully. Oh
and
my god.
if not, we can run. We're not big people. We can run.
I do have this thing too. Like I try and be careful, right? But then I'm realize I can't. I just pre-canceled myself. I decided a couple years ago I'm canceled, and so from now, so that's the expectation. I canceled me. So what's worse? I already canceled my damn self. You know.
I'm hoping one day to be famous enough to get canceled for all the stuff I've done. That's my goal. To get good enough when they do the research and say, okay, that career you almost got, you don't have it. I'm like, that's great. That's what was my whole goal.
And you can always have a podcast. You can be canceled and have a podcast. Alex Jones does it all the time.
Yeah, but he's a little more known, and unfortunately, people think we sound alike when we get excited, which I hate.
Wait, that's hilarious.
When I get like this, everyone knows. It's just I know right away. I'm like, damn it.
Oh, I just heard it. Oh, damn.
Yep. I'm like him or Seth Rogen when he's too high. That's my two voices.
Yeah. Oh my God. I keep accidentally getting too high because I got this tincture, right? And my wife
I
can
slipped and got high. It was an accident.
Like literally, bro. I squoze the thing too hard. Like it's like a dropper thing. And I see her take the whole thing and just and empty it and be fucking normal for just like nothing happened. I've measured out 5 drops. And then immediately when I walked downstairs, I walked into a spider web and I was like, oh my God, I'm way too high for this. Like, you know, like,
yeah,
I was like,
that's hard
spider
when
in my
you're sober.
nose.
A spider web is tough.
They gave me right in the nose. I was like, nah, fuck this.
And let me guess, the spiders on the web turned and went, are you a man or a woman? We don't know what to do with you. It's like, no, because they're spiders and they don't care.
Right. I say this.
Spiders are smarter than us.
I just say, like, listen, I get plenty of pussy, but, like, most of it's mine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Pete and I, so we were texting right before. So Pete I said, hey, let me know something about Ange. You know, what, and he's like, he said, that Ange will go with the flow, real funny. You guys will have a fun conversation like we have right away. He's like, it won't be an issue at all. I said, great. But he kept saying, because Pete's very into pronouns and respecting pronouns. And I'm 45 and white and from Connecticut, so I don't know what they mean. But I'm respectful because my daughter is very much involved in that. My daughter is very thoughtful in that way and stuff like that. So I try to, but I'm also me. So I'm dumb, but I try. That's basically it.
Word.
So Pete said, he kept saying they. And I was responding with your name. I said, Ange, because I'm like, I don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
No, but we're going back and forth. And then Pete says, well, they have a podcast that it's about actually being sober during quarantine. And I've been sober for 4 years. So Pete goes, you might be good for that. And I went, when you mean they, are there 2 people on the podcast? And then Pete goes, wait, did you think I meant they for 2 people the whole time? Like, no, just the podcast. I'm like, I'm going to mention this because it's who's on first with pronouns.
No, look, my pronouns for people like you demographically are bro, bruh. All right, that's it. That's how you refer to me, bro. Because the they shit really bugs me, and I gotta be honest.
I don't understand the they only because that does mean 2 people.
It's hard, yeah, and it is hard. And like
and you're not 2 people. You're Ange.
Let me tell you, I tried to do that joke because I was real reluctant to the they thems for a long time. Don't do that joke in Northampton. It's not funny.
Oh, I've learned early on not to do any jokes in Northampton. I learned that real quick. I look like the women they broke up with. I can't do that joke. It's like, oh, you remind me of that girlfriend I dated that has chemo. It's like, I know. I look just like her. So I get it.
Oh, my God.
I get it. I've actually done a bunch of shows in Northampton, and they're fun. I do stuff for Baxton O'Brien. I've done stuff in Northampton. They're open. They're all if you're funny, people laugh.
Yeah. I think it's a certain age group that gets real that's real anal retentive.
Sometimes
because it's that college age, I think, is like where because I used to be like that too. I was like, I'm gonna change the world by having to stick up my ass. Like that's what I really thought. Yeah,
you are right. They do have that feeling, but I think that's also because older comics overthink that situation and come in trying to pander and over-explain. I think a lot of times they come in going, well, you young people don't understand it. And you don't want to hear you don't understand shit. You don't think of yourself as a young person. Why are
Yeah.
you being told you don't understand shit? You're going to college. This asshole's on stage making $25, like to do 12 minutes. And their name's not even they're not even on the flyer. They just showed up.
They showed up, yeah.
Anything. So it's like, I think that's the problem. When you go in with a universal opening, a way of just saying, hey, this is because the show's not about them. It's never about the audience. The audience doesn't matter. It's about us and our growth. That's what comedy is. So someone to say, well, that audience, you have to do this or that. If you have to worry about that, you have to write 20 sets. I'm writing one set. It's mine, and I'm me. And if it didn't work that night, that's my job later on to go back and make sure it connects with everyone. It's not their fault. So if a young audience seems like they're all stuck up, it's my job to make sure my jokes loosen them.
Word, yeah.
That's it.
No, that's.
We're the funny ones. They're stupid. They're sheep. They came out. People in couples go because they're tired of talking to each other.
That is so fucking true. Oh my God. That is so true.
And at the end of the day, all you don't have to do is make them feel like they made a bad decision. Listen, I love doing crowd work, but you can see in people's eyes when they don't want it. You got to learn how to read that. If someone doesn't want me to say, hey, who are you fucking? Like, then I don't ask them. Not that I even really care, but it's just dumb, silly things to say. But there are people that can roll and people that can't. Respect who they are because at the end of the day, without them coming out, we don't have a job to do.
Right. Yeah, this idea that they're stupid, but we need them. I mean, that's fucking
the world.
Oh my God, it's so true.
Unfortunately, that's most of my relationships. I was stupid, but they needed me. And I'm like, all right, I'll be here.
Yo.
But it's at the end of the day, we're just trying. There's no, and this isn't trying to be a woke thing, but this is a real thing. At the end of the day, once you're a comic, that's our sex. We're not male, female. We're not people. We're fucking weird. We overthink. Like, most comics will have addictions in one way and then get rid of them because comedy becomes too strong of an addiction to deal with the other ones. It gets in the way
that
of
shit.
drinking.
Ooh, that gave me chills because that's exactly what happened, bro. I started doing comedy and I was like, I got to go to rehab because this Adderall and alcohol is really getting in the way of me being the comic I want to be. You know what I mean?
It's not about cleaning yourself up. It's about your body needing more room for the addiction, which is comedy. We need to look at the world and say weird stuff about it. It's a very strange way to be. To look at the world in a sense that you're being Seinfeld said we're all observers and reporters. We look at things and go, that's weird. Watch me make it weirder. And we have to make people laugh at that at the same time. Force a new conversation where they don't get to talk back, but we're talking like it's a conversation, but we're dominating it. To have your mind do that, you've got to be selfish and you've got to be all in. You do. To think your thought counts. To think that my great joke about my penis or my friend or whatever dumb thing is important enough to say into a microphone for money is a crazy selfish thought. So we are different than all other people.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, my sex is comedian. Male, female, or comedian. Yes.
Yeah, that should be a circle.
Yeah.
I say when you're at a show, there's two kinds of people. There's comedians and I call them audience Americans because they don't have a race either. They're an audience. If they paid even $1 to come to a show, they aren't old, they aren't young, they aren't black, they aren't white, they aren't gay, they aren't straight. They wanted to laugh.
Yeah.
They wanted to laugh. So don't look at them like their faces. They don't matter. It's your jokes. If you work on the act, they'll all laugh. If they don't and you're doing everything right, then fuck them. They came. They're a person with no legs who came to a dance contest. Like, why are you here? You have no legs.
Yeah. That's
dance.
Yeah. I got better at dealing with drunk hecklers when I stopped drinking, actually, and I think
you're sharper.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. Yeah. What's your stance on marijuana?
I used to smoke. I just also don't because of comedy. I just didn't like being lazy, and I fell under the thing for a while that it helped my creativity, and I realized it didn't help my focus to write, though. Ideas would come. So, in the older I got, I'm just like, I don't really need it. What anyone needs to get through the day, do. If you understand you can control it, do it great. I just don't like doing either one of them, and I like myself better as a human when I'm sober.
That makes sense. I started. The only reason I ask is because of the quarantine, right? And I'm like, I was 8 months sober. So that's like the fucking worst amount of time to have when you all of a sudden you have to do exactly what I used to do when I was drinking, which is stay home and do nothing. Right. But I'm getting paid to do it now. And I don't have to deal with fucking kids every day because I'm a teacher. So, you know, just being able to do nothing with very little stress, it was like hard not to. And knowing the liquor stores are open, right? That shit sucked.
Right.
And then my partner,
Because
she's
they're
got like,
essential. You know, alcohol is essential.
and it will, because imagine if they fucking closed that shit, people would drop dead.
Well, and people would break down the windows anyway. They would loot it even before there was rioting.
Hey, that would bring everybody together, though. We would. It don't matter what you look like. You'll be breaking down that liquor store.
Yeah, just we're in this together. It's like we'll throw the fat one through the window, and the little one will reach the booze. It's fine. We're all together.
Right. Well, then that was my drug of choice too. Between like basically Adderall and alcohol, was like that for me was like the perfect cocktail. And so those are the things I absolutely cannot touch, even with a fucking whatever greasy foot pull that the Grinch had. And then, but my partner has like pain management, so she has a fucking a med card, right? So she can go just walk up in and just get whatever. And as soon as I started taking like the CBD stuff, I stopped having nightmares. And it was the weirdest fucking thing, because what a weird side effects. Like I would never could have predicted that. Like I would start taking CBD and stop having nightmares.
Did you stop having dreams or just stop having nightmares?
No, just all my dreams were like good dreams. They were just
vivid? Like memorable?
Yeah, but they weren't nightmares.
They say. There are different things affect different people, but with a lot of people, the effects of CBD, what it does is it calms where your anxiety is from. And your anxiety is probably, for some people, it's when they're sleeping, their mind builds up and manifests because they're not awake to deal with things. So your mind was creating these nightmares for you to like put in your head to worry about later. Like
right.
you're turning off, but we're not gonna. So therefore, you take the CBD and you sleep, and it shuts that part down. And then your mind still wants to create because you're a creative. So therefore, you get good dreams.
That shit, that makes sense. Because like I just all of a sudden my dreams were just like fucking like it was like it used to be like dead babies and shit, and then it was like flowers.
Those can be good. I mean, I guess if you
love a good
yelling,
dead baby dream, yeah.
If you hate screaming, you're like, yeah, it's dead baby's fine.
Oh my god! I should have woken up and wrote mad dead baby jokes though. That would have been funny as fuck.
Oh yeah, that would have killed in Northampton.
It would have killed in Northampton. Look at all these dead babies. Oh man!
I worked at Planned Parenthood. I made those dead babies. Like, all right, we know.
My body, my choice.
How dare you? How dare you cultural appropriate our dead babies? That's us.
Cultural appropriation makes me laugh because I used to be a rapper, and so that was.
Which, by the way, rap is poetry,
right?
And you can't stop. We have to stop with this. Everyone's stealing things. Okay. Wearing blackface is not cultural appropriation.
Don't do that.
Rude. You're rude and you're uncreative. You can, like Jessica Kirshon getting in trouble for doing a voice that she's done forever. Stupid. She's doing a character. For her almost getting shut down. She's one of the funniest comics in the goddamn world. And now we're going to try to go after her, a lesbian Jewish woman who's like battled everything. And now you think she might be racist? Fuck you. She's not.
Yeah,
racist.
I think with that, like, yeah, be proactive. Like from now on, hire black people to do black. Like we need to have, because I can't think of one single person of color that does voices. Like I can't.
We don't know who does voices either, though. I mean, we don't see them until they bring it up. I'm guessing on Boondocks, they're black.
I would hope.
Because they would have been canceled big time. For saying the N-word that much, they'd be so
my God. If Boondocks, if they were white, holy shit.
Yeah, so there's definitely cartoons. There's voice actors that do that, but being a voice actor is being an impressionist. You do impressions. Yeah. That's the job. That's not what's gonna change things. Discussion's gonna change things. Talk to people about how jobs need to be more open. Create new jobs where you do that, if that's the case. But if I came to you and you were a studio and I had a great idea for a cartoon and the lead character happened to be Chinese, but I knew the character, I knew everything. And I'm like, well, who's going to do the voice? I'm like, well, it's going to be me. And they're like, well, you're not Chinese. I go, but I know the character. It's not a Chinese person. It's a character I created out of my own. I'm pretending. When I'm on stage and I tell jokes about my son and I might do a younger kid voice, I don't have to have a kid do voiceovers on stage for me. It's just a character that we're joking. So I think people are trying to make the right calls, but they're doing it in a stupid way. They're just trying to tear things down. Conversation works. And I hate saying this. I'm not saying anything against Black Lives Matter, but behavior matters first. Behavior matters. How we act towards each other. It's not skin color. Let's all not be assholes.
Yeah, I think the idea is to give people of color jobs where there's a job, because
Right.
like fully like, and we both know that like if like for a long fucking time, if you were a person of color, like you weren't getting a job over a white person with maybe the same credentials, like that shit's not happening. So now the
Well,
idea of
except for
being
the
like
NBA. In the NBA,
with the same credentials,
yeah,
I
there
don't
was some
know.
good. Listen, there were some good white basketball players. They didn't make the cut.
Who, Steve Nash? What?
Yeah, he didn't. Listen, he didn't make every All-Star team. He only won the MVP 3 times, and he's Canadian, so he doesn't count.
Dude, yo, Canada, bro. I hope Canada lets us in because we're about to need to move. Like,
Oh, they say Finland's where to go.
oh, really?
Yeah, Finland's got the great skiing and all. Like it's all white people are starting with money are starting to buy places in
To
Finland.
Finland. Oh my god. No, I mean because of this COVID shit. Yo,
No,
do you
I'm saying
think?
'cause
What do you
that
think is
too.
gonna
They
happen
put
in
like a
November?
bubble. They're gonna protect you. They're not sick at
Oh,
all.
really? Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
they
like
get-
Hawaii. Hawaii, they're not. They just stopped letting people in. There's no tourist season right now. So.
Or New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. We won't let you back in.
I know. I'm about to. Oh my god. Like, what do you think's gonna happen in November?
I think in November that a lot of people are going to be mad about a thing we all know is going to happen. Trump's going to win. No one's going to vote for a guy who smells people. You can't sniff people, Joe. I'm sorry.
So what should we do about Kanye? Because
Kanye already dropped out.
nah,
He's basically out before he was in. He was in, then he's out. He's not really running.
he was like he did
I
a
said this
rally yesterday, like crying on stage,
Right.
and
And he
fucking,
did the same thing with Taylor Swift. It doesn't really work. It's like, I think
crying on stage.
the only person who can beat Trump would be if Michelle Obama said, I'm running for president. It's the only person. She's been there before. Women love her. African Americans love her, and people who loved Obama would love her. And then and it fixes your Biden thing. All Biden is an attachment to a thing people loved. That's all it is.
Yeah,
And she could do it because the guy who she's married to would be the first man ever. He knows the job. He knows what he's doing. And
he'd be pissed. He'd be like, "I just fucking got out of this shit, and you're putting me back in it. Are you serious?"
You know what though? But what is it? When you have a lifestyle like that, 8 years of being the world's most famous people, you want that attention. You say what you want. You want it again. And she could do it because you're saying she doesn't have the ability to do so. Neither did Trump. Neither did Ronald Reagan. Neither did a lot of people when they got that job. Right now, it's not one person running the job. As much as you can get mad at Trump, he doesn't really do it alone. It's a weird system. We are 51 states. We are millions of people. It should not be run by one person. We shouldn't be the United States. We should be like New Jersey and California are so fucking different. We should not be together.
That's true. Yeah,
It's
and they don't even like
that we're
each other.
together.
Yeah, I lived in Nashville for a couple years, and in my like early 20s.
What do they think of you in Nashville?
I just got called sir all the time. I was like, all right, I'm sir tonight.
All right, sir, lady.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
didn't give a
sir,
shit.
lady, ma'am,
Yeah.
sir, guy.
Well, they'd see me go in the women's room, and then they get pissed because they were like, "Bless your motherfucking heart. I thought you were a sir."
Oh, I thought they'd be like, are you getting a little rapey there? What are you doing there? Get out of there. What'd you watch?
That's what I'm like. Do you really think? I don't know. Whatever. I feel personally with the bathroom thing, it's creepier to have me go in there than it would be to have some trans women go in there, because I don't want to be. It's creepy for me to be in there. It's weird. I'm like,
you know what's real creepy?
Feel it.
Urinals. Urinals are creepy, and I don't know why we have them. Listen, I'll sit peeing. I'm a tired man. I like to look at my phone. Since the phone, we like to look. I'm not going to rest it on top of a urinal when I pee. I don't want to stand and look at you when I pee. I want privacy. We should get rid of all bathrooms should be unisex. They should all have stalls. We don't need to fucking stand there and pee. I haven't tried it. It's not a good time. It's weird.
I remember my dad taking me into, because when we go to see the Red Sox or whatever, the fucking Falcons or whatever, and we'd go in and I'd have to go walk down a line of dicks just to get to the one shitty stall.
And sometimes that's a porn girl's day. That's her day. She has to walk down a line of shitty dicks into the one stall. All right.
My booth time. Now. I need a fucking granola bar.
Yeah, can I get like some Gatorade or something? It's gonna be a long day.
My throat's just so dry.
So much dick. But yeah,
that is probably the gayest thing about America is urinals. I don't know.
That's obviously a man thing. That was a thing where some guy was like, "Well, I don't want ladies coming here. Let's make them uncomfortable and stand up," and because they stink. They're terribly stinky. Then I know that big urinal cake would be upset. They'd lose all their money if we got rid of it.
Big urinal cake.
Because someone's living on. Some guy's getting laid right now because his grandfather invented urinal cakes. That's where we are in America.
They basically smell like if you took a pound cake and you put it in piss, and then you just left it there. It's pretty gross. It doesn't smell good at all.
Think about the research that was put into it. There were a bunch of men who had to piss on it and go, nope, more pee. Oh, yeah, more eucalyptus. Like, well, I don't know. We're putting whatever we can in this thing. Potpourri. Maybe potpourri pee. We'll call it potpourri. We'll put it in there. Like,
this
no
episode's
puns.
sponsored by potpourri.
That's the one guy for doing puns. Get out of here. No puns. This is business.
That's the cheapest, lowest form of comedy. What are you doing?
How dare you? What are you doing?
They were like, piss off.
And the guy's like, seriously? You can do piss off, but I can't do it. Like, yeah, I can do the jokes. I'm the guy. All right? Like, I'm the PT, but I'm PT Barnum. That's who I am. I'm in charge of this.
Oh yeah, you want pee jokes? Ah, piece of cake. Fucking
piece of cake.
What kind of cake? Urinal cake. You get the joke. You don't need me to spell it out for you.
That idea's stupid. It's like pissing into the wind. All right, get out. Once again, get out of here. We're done. He's like,
oh my God.
You're in a lot of trouble for that one.
Oh my God, they just keep. No, once I start, I can't stop either. That is
I love puns. I am a lover of puns. And on stage, I used to, when I get mad at a crowd, I do 5 minutes of puns about Eskimos, and they get so fucking mad. I'm like, you try to get mad at Eskimo bashing. They're not even real. And I use puns. Like I say business ones are Deskimos. I say if two Eskimo men are in love, they're Eskahomos. They're in the Bible's Eskimoses. I just go on. It's
my God.
And then they get real mad. I'm like, yeah, then start laughing again, or I won't do this anymore. I'll stop the Eskimo joke. There'll be Eskinomo, I promise.
Yeah, I do this fucking the one I do is fucking about being non-binary, and I'm like, that's right. You guys know what non-binary means, right? It means I'm a very old computer.
Does anyone get it?
Yeah, people. And then I say no.
Some go.
Yeah, some do. Yeah, and I go, no, but I will Mac on your chick.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I go, nah, I'm just kidding. But my dick is Microsoft. Oh shit. Oh shit.
You don't want to see my floppy disk. Right? That's for the older folks out there.
Floppy disk? No, I can buy whatever size, shape, and color I want.
Whoa.
It's power, man. It's power.
And then you start going through all these numbers. Like, I don't know. I went too hard. I'm sorry. It's like,
dude, which one, babe? Did you want the purple? Mm-hmm. Okay.
You guys must hate this bit.
Oh, sorry. It flew right. I didn't. I'm sitting down. I should have stood up.
It didn't compute.
Yeah. Oh my God.
If I'm in a bathroom and I notice your gender, I'm not focused on my goals. My goals are go in the bathroom. I don't do cocaine. I don't do shady shit in the bathroom. Right. I just go to the bathroom. If I had to go in, listen, when I was a kid, or even when I was a parent, and my daughter was just younger, if I was at just me, my daughter, and son, we'd have to all go into the men's room.
Right.
Rush in quickly. You told her to close her eyes. You get into a stall. You do your thing.
Yep. That's exactly my dad. Just keep walking. Don't fucking move.
And no one cared.
Yeah.
If it's the same case, listen, I've been at a bar where there's like 2 bathrooms and the line for the men is nothing and the line for women is everything. And I've been there with a girl and I've said to the girl, I'll guard the door. Go in.
Just fucking go. Yeah.
Go in. And I make sure no one else goes in because there's always creeps at a bar. But
hell yeah.
If you're going to the bathroom and you're horny, your body doesn't know what the fuck's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should be at home. I don't know, taking fucking Colaze or something. Yeah.
They should take Epstein's Island and use it for you now. You should go there. No one's using it. I don't think. I think it's vacant. We could probably bid on it right now if we wanted to. We could bid on Epstein's Island.
Yeah, go to Epstein's Island, make a bar, call it Epstein Bar. End of story.
It's be a lot of fun. And there'll be shows there. It's like we won't even get booked. Like, we own the island. Like, yeah, but you're not the right demographic. They like kids. Like, oh.
When you walk into the bathroom, do you have a boner? Because if not, you cannot come in here.
Yeah. Why? First of all, why don't you? Why aren't you rock hard for this awesome room?
We have pee all over the ceiling. It's just
so much pee. I don't get. I'm not, and I've talked about it in my podcast. I'm not a sexually driven person. I'm a straight male. I know exactly what I like and all that. I don't think sex. Now, when I was younger, I did a little bit, but I've never been the guy who had to go chasing women, or that's just not my
Right.
thing. When I fall in love with someone, I love making love with that person, but I'm not like overly horny. So I've always been thrown off by dudes or women or anyone who's just so into sex where they talk about it constantly. So like, if I'm
Yeah.
gonna go take a shit and some guy's like, well, there's a woman in there, what if you do something? I'm like, unless she's sitting on the toilet and I shit on her by mistake because I can't control myself, nothing's gonna happen. She may not like
Oh
the
my
smell, but if she can handle that, I'm fine with it.
god. I'm imagining like what kind of women would really want to go sit on it, like if that's your fetish, like I need to go to a men's room, I need to sit on the toilet and just have some guy shit on me. Like that is the only way I can get my rocks off.
That's
Like
only in
cuz
porn, right? Like,
right. I don't know anyone
is
with
there
that.
really is there really a woman who wants to be a toilet?
I can't
I can't
answer that.
imagine.
I don't know, and I
Why
really
would you
hope.
want to
I
be a
know there's
toilet?
people. I worked with someone who had a diaper fetish, and
Okay.
as soon as I learned that, never spoke to them again. Just
Now they
no,
like to wear the diaper or have someone wear a
I
diaper?
couldn't ask a question without wanting to gag, so I was like, "You're good.
So I
Me and
just
you didn't like each other before.
yeah.
I like you now."
Like, listen, the second I found out, I burped them and I left. That's all I did. Because I didn't want them to get gassy. It's not their fault. It's like all that stuff. Like I'm adamant about this. People get mad. I can't stop talking about how much I hate feet. I hate foot porn. I
I'm
can't
not a
handle any
foot.
of that stuff.
Yeah, no.
I don't get it.
No.
I don't get it at all. On stage the other night, I got to be first of all, I got to tell jokes inside for the first time since all this, and that was I've done outside, but
Oh, that's
inside was
awesome.
cool. But everyone wearing masks. It was in the casino, so people
Oh,
are usually,
lit. Are you a
usually
MGM?
smiling. Comics.
Oh, lit. Oh, okay.
Mohegans.
Got you.
They're
Yeah.
all smiling and happy and drunk usually. Now
Yeah.
everyone just has masks on. In the show, I could be on stage without a mask. In the audience, they could not have a mask. But if you get up and move, you have to wear a mask. So and we had the mic
Okay.
condoms. You know, you had to put the thing over the mic.
Yeah.
So I'm hosting this bringer show. So there's 7 comics. So they're like, you got to bring up a different mic condom every time for yourself. And I'm like, it's not real sex. Like, I don't have to. And I even made a
It's
joke
not
saying, like,
real.
I would get it if some woman's like, did you use that condom earlier? I'm like, yeah, but not on you. I'm like, no, that's even worse.
I rinsed it. What?
Yeah, I put it on a clothesline. It's fine. It's
Oh,
cleaned
isn't
up
that
a
what
little.
lambskins are? Isn't that a
It's-
thing?
Yeah, well,
Like,
I think it was. Is it still?
You wash them or
I don't know.
something? I don't know.
I've never been a Viking.
Yeah, I've never fucked a Viking, so I don't know.
No, I've never been a condom person. I've just never been.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's probably another reason why I don't have a sex drive, which is good. Because if I was real horny, I probably would wear one. You know, a lot
Right. Well, no, because I know there's obviously things you can do to not be, making lots of babies all the time. But the
like
idea
cry
of
during sex. If you cry during sex, then the woman wants you to stop, and then you don't get her pregnant. That's what I heard.
okay, good.
So I
Let me
usually
write that
cry.
one down. Hold on.
I just cry a whole lot.
They're like, are you crying again?
Now the fetish thing is just listen. Everyone has their thing, but I'll literally watch Pornhub and like Netflix sometimes as a comic just to see what the fuck people are up to.
Right.
And people are up to some weird shit.
I don't like it. I mean, so okay. I like certain things, right?
Yeah,
like
we all
there's-
like certain things, but
right. But
I'm
yeah,
more about how the person looks. I'm more about an attraction to a type of person. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, that person sometimes does things I don't like, kind of like relationships, where I'm like, you like feet? I thought this was going to work out. I guess not, Sasha Fox. Now I'm out.
Sasha Fox.
With 3 exes. You and your sisters are always doing feet shit.
I think that's just because you make a lot of money. I know.
Well,
I have.
no, it's a job to them. It's like,
yeah. I have a partner who. I said partner. I just meant to say friend.
I
But
was going to say, someone's racking them
hey,
up.
partner. Yeah, I got a couple of them. No, I'm not like
Are
that.
you a
But-
they Mormon?
Yeah, that's right. Yes, a Mormon with lots of wives. She does like sex work basically, and she said it's mad easy. You can make like $200 for a feet pic, and I'm like $200, like that. I could take a couple pictures of my feet. Like
I knew a
shit.
stripper who said one time a guy offered her $500 to sniff and lick her armpit after she danced. And she was like, that's weird, but I enjoyed the $500.
for a quick armpit sniff.
Not quick. It was like almost like it was like 5-10 minutes of licking and sniffing it.
Oh,
But no penis out or anything, just like basically
Ooh.
mouth loving her armpit.
Oh,
She took it, but then the second time she's like, "Nah, I can't do that again. It was too weird."
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
I don't.
I
Oh,
don't get it.
what is the power? What is the?
That's
Is it
power.
like?
That's,
Is that mommy? Is that mommy issues?
no, I think that's control. I think I can make a woman or a human. I think most of that stuff is I can make you do something that makes you feel degraded.
Because I have money.
Or
That
just power over you. I'm making you do something. This is weird and odd. And it
right?
might also have a fetish. Maybe the person likes smells and things too. I don't know, because they had to be after her dancing, after the working was done.
So pheromone.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't
know.
see, and I try really hard not to yuck other people's yum because I know that like, but like certain things like with the human toilet diaper things, I'm just like, it's just not
poop.
sanitary.
Yeah, it's
like,
also poop.
Oh, like yeah, like
No.
if you wanted, I guess in the 1800s, shit was everywhere up in the streets, but we live in a very different time where you flush that stuff. That's it. That's the
Also
only thing
never
that should
heard-
happen. Flush
You
it.
never heard about the 1800s where people were just fucking in the streets in piles of poop? It
That's
wasn't
probably-
sexual. It wasn't sex. It was just gross. They weren't having sex with it. I don't get that. I don't. Okay, which one is worse? Being the human toilet or using the human toilet?
Oh God,
I think using. Because obviously being it comes from some degrading thing in your mind where you feel like you're worthless and you're nothing and you need to be this. Like, because if you're not, you can't be the toilet and demanding. I don't think the toilet talks shit while taking his shit. It's like, yeah, piss on me, you motherfucker. I'm a toilet. You know what's up? Call me John. Like, I can't imagine it talking shit.
Call me John.
I couldn't imagine that. It's the person saying you're nothing. What are you? You're a dirty whore, aren't you? I'm like, well, now I'm a toilet. I don't know. It's you're a dirty whore. I don't know. We ate at Panera earlier. I wasn't a dirty whore there. Why are we doing this? Can I just? How about sex?
Can I have the Sierra turkey and a dirty whore, please?
Please. Oh, we're all out of dirty whore.
I'll take the Caesar. That's fine.
Queen and a squash soup. Which one would you like?
Do you want an apple or a baguette?
What did you say? I said baguette. Okay,
baguette. Come on, it's 2020. I know better.
No one knows better. No one. And because of this, in 2030, the worst words are going to be said all the time. Because every 10 years, younger people rebel against the elders.
Yeah.
You always see this way. So you already see the woke thing spinning because it went too. I hate even saying woke because the idea of woke is great, but the people that are championing it are doing it for attention and not for help. They're doing it for likes. They're doing it. The people that are screaming out loud about it don't really
woke.
care.
Woke as fuck.
Because they're mostly straight white women who need to shut the fuck up. Straight white women, shut the fuck up.
Oh my God, I have to tell you the story. Oh my God. Okay, so I just moved to this neighborhood. It's officially the whitest neighborhood I've ever lived in my whole life. All right. And I had my suspicions, but then yesterday I was walking down to the river. Yes, there's a river in walking distance. So there's that. As I'm walking, I walk past this house. They got a big truck. Right behind the truck in the driveway is this white lady doing yoga in her driveway, listening to "This Is the Story of a Girl." I literally walked past, like my eyebrows like touched the actual clouds.
Did you have a mask on?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I was like, I'm in the fucking whitest neighborhood I've ever even walked in, let alone lived in. It was
imagine having the confidence to be outside doing that. And you and I stand on stage. But I would not have the confidence to be out in the dry. I can barely run with a shirt off unless it's 90. And I'm still worried. I don't like having a hairy chest. And I'm like, I don't be able to see this shit. To be out there doing your best Patrick Swayze Roadhouse impression, doing stretches and shit, while having the whitest song ever on, like the white national anthem. This is the story of a girl.
Like ever, and I'm sitting there because I have done yoga. Yoga, first of all, it's fucking ridiculously hard.
I did it once. I'll never do it again.
Terrible.
Yes.
I'm like, how do you guys do, like, my mom, all my sisters, like, they all love it. I'm like, how do you guys do this shit every fucking day? Like, they're grabbing their foot and doing whatever. So
I
that's
did it
one
with
thing.
a girl that I was kind of seeing, whatever. It's like, come with me. But she had like an advanced class. I'd never done it. I was a little bit heavier. It was a hot room, and I was sweating like crazy. And I couldn't even move. And like the teacher was kind of like mocking me, like, oh, well, I guess you can't bend, so you just do this. And I'm like, I don't like any of this.
Bitch,
It's like,
namaste at home or whatever
yeah, there you go.
fucking
More
yoga
puns.
jokes. Yeah, oh
Good.
yoga.
No, they are welcome here.
Yeah, no, that song is not a relaxing fucking song. Like that is not what I'm about to
Yeah.
chaturanga to. Like
Why would that be a yoga song?
I
What was
don't
happening?
know. But I mean, I'll never unsee that. Like that's in my
Oh.
brain forever.
In that, but you know what though? As a comic, now you're waiting for stage time because that's a bit. That's a bit.
Oh man, I know. I can't. I'm scared to get back. I'm like, I want to do it, but I know as soon as I do, like, I'm just gonna be like, I want to do this all the time. I used to host a mic every Tuesday, and it's not back yet. So as soon as it's back, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
My last time on stage was March 14th, and I did it with Pete. And Pete's boyfriend Pat came with us, and my son came with us, and we were upper state New York. It was like a 5-hour goddamn drive, 4-hour drive, and it
Jeez.
was the greatest experience because like it was everyone knew things were going to be canceled like the next day. They weren't sure if the show was going to happen. They were supposed to have over 200 people. They ended up getting at least 100 to come. The guy who
Wow.
owned the restaurant was super supportive. He made but they were awesome. We both had great sets, so it was a great way to end. And
Yeah.
then like a couple weeks ago, I did an outdoor one, and at first I kind of overthought it, and I was like, I don't want to do old bits. I want to just do new stuff. I don't want to just talk about COVID. I want to talk about my perspective on things in life and changing. But at the end of the day, I was like, screw it. I've been doing this for 12, almost 13 years. It doesn't matter. Just go up there and have fun. The audience doesn't
Yeah.
know any different. So I just went up and did a half hour, and the second I started talking, everything felt normal again. I didn't worry about having to do it more. It just went away. And then the next week, same thing. It just went away. It does just kick back in, and you do realize they're more nervous than you are.
Right. Yeah.
At least
Especially
you're
right now.
prepared.
Yeah. Is it? So did you do any Zoom?
No,
Zoom?
no,
Okay, I did
won't do it.
one. It was fucking terrible. Like, okay, because here's the thing. Everybody just did, all the other comedians just did their normal shit and did not acknowledge, like, what's happening. And I'm sitting there going, like, what?
How?
So, right, so I didn't go first. I was, like, somewhere in the middle. So I was like, all right, no one has said anything. Like, I wasn't gonna, but I'm definitely going to. And then I just people, I think they were just uncomfortable. They just didn't want to think about it. I think that's what it was like the audience really just wanted to act like it's not what's happening or what
But they're
it's
in their house watching comedy through a computer.
yeah.
I don't know if you know Howie Mason.
No, I don't.
Howie's a comic from Connecticut, very funny guy. Does like more like stories with great details, stuff like that. He was telling me he did one of these. So all these people are watching, and he has longer stories. And so some people they want just jokes, whatever. So he
Yeah.
understands that some people aren't on board, and he's trying to do it through Zoom, which is not a great place to do stories. So as he's trying to do it, he says there's a woman. She's sitting there. She could see she doesn't like it. She
Yeah.
gets up and walks to the kitchen. He can see because he can see them leaving. She gets up. When she comes back, she has like a bowl of either ice cream or soup or something. He goes on another couch in the back of the room and watches another TV while he's telling jokes.
Oh my god.
You're so bad. I'm going to do other. He's like, you know what? Turn your thing off.
Turn your
Do that.
camera off.
Why do
Yeah.
that to me? I don't want that. Like, and I like doing crowd work, but I don't want to make fun of you because of your chair or like your
Yeah.
wife or like your rug or that's not fair. You're in your house. You didn't come in for jokes. I'm now doing, and I don't want to tell jokes sitting in this chair I am right now. That's not
Yeah.
stand up to me. I need to feel the energy of the people in the room, good, bad, or indifferent. I need to feel their energy for me to enjoy what I'm doing.
Yeah, I did. I tried to. So I took my mic out and I stood, and then it was like like there were rounds or whatever. And the
Right.
second round, I tried to sit, and I was just like, I can't do it. Like I was so frantic because how do you convey energy?
Right.
It's like on stage. As soon as I get on stage, I'm just like it's like you just
you
get in
can't
go
build
mode. It's just
momentum.
yeah. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like. And then I kind of, at 1 second, I look at the screen, and of course it's even worse because you can fucking see yourself. So I look at the screen, and I'm like, I look like a fucking nutcase. I look like I'm out of my damn mind. Like
You look like
just
someone
waving my
trying
arms.
comedy,
Yeah,
not in front of people.
yeah,
I understood the idea. I understood that people wanted to make comedy happen because we all missed it. They wanted to try to make things seem normal, but it's not comedy. It doesn't work. Concerts don't work that way. Joking at cars don't work. Even this social distance thing is so weird. Like, listen, for comics like us that perform in New England, we're used to people being scattered out and going, oh, look, it looks like 30, but it's really 12, and we feel good.
Yeah.
Like, so that's fine with us. But when you're doing it just like this and you're sitting there and you're waiting for that laugh, that reaction, and it's delayed because of Zoom too sometimes, or they're muted or whatever. It's not comedy. Brian Bowden put it best. He told me it's like working a different muscle. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't give a fuck about that muscle. I don't need that muscle. I'm not going to the beach. I don't give a shit. So I said no to it. The day people started doing them, I put on social media, I won't be doing any Zoom shows. Don't fucking ask me. And then no one asked me. So I was like, and then like, just last week, someone did say, we're thinking of doing one. Would you do it now? And I was kind of like, now that it's over, sure. But then when they canceled it, I was like, thank God, because I didn't want to do it.
Well, and you do have the option to do it in person. So, yeah, the thing I did was like a benefit, and I was like, it's for a good cause, and I did want to try it, right? But podcasts to me is where comedy is coming in. Like, I now have 2 podcasts, and one of them is the sober one, Sober During Crisis. The other one it's called Stars of the States, and it's with my cousin who's also a stand-up comedian. And we were sitting there going, because she's sober too, and we were like, we're fucking going out of our mind. Like, we're just so bored, and part of it was like, you know, she's not working that much. I'm basically as a teacher, I'm effectively like laid off because who even knows? So I'm like, let's just do this. And as soon as we did, I felt like it's going to sound mad cheesy, but I felt like alive again, you know, because it's like, okay, like I have somebody I'm just shooting the shit with once a week, you know, doing like, it's kind of like having a show to promote. And I mean, I'm literally
I'm 100% on board because here's what happened. There's 2 types of things that the comedians did. Some of them just sat back, went on social media and complained about everything. Yeah. And the other ones tried to find new outlets. Now, I respect the people that tried to put on comedy shows because they were trying to find an outlet. But you're not going to grow as a comic because you're not going to really work on getting better because whatever you're learning is wrong. It's not going to help you become a better stand-up. Doing podcast, like same thing as you did. I had one when this started in a show that was supposed to be going on Compound Media, and everything got moved back. So I'm still recording that, but right now with everything going on, it's hard to see if it's going to get picked up or not. And then I started a 3rd podcast with other friends because my buddy Brandon Smith has been doing like conspiracy theory and all this kind of stuff. So me and another comic, Dave Hintz, like to joke with him when he does that. It's called, now we call it Podophiles, which I thought was a perfect name for attention.
Oh my God.
And that one now, every week he tries to inform people and we make fun of it. Like last week, he talked about how AIDS and COVID, in his mind, his proven research, are overhyped viruses and not really bad things. And then we made jokes and he gave us the knowledge. Now, we're not saying right or wrong, but we're saying we're taking the unfunny and making it funny.
Right.
I never would have taken that chance to do that if I was doing comedy and not just sitting at home.
Yeah, I'd be way too fucking busy. Because even just having a weekly hosting thing in person, you got to drive there, you got to eat before, you got to fucking drive, you know, do the thing, drive back, network, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just so much work. And if you just have one thing, you can sit in your fucking basement and talk to someone. Like, it's just so, I feel like it's even a better use of my time than half the fucking shitty shows I used to do. And
I'll probably continue podcasting like this when it's over. Listen, would I have had you on the show? Probably not, because we live far away. Yeah. It's not easy to reach out, and you're trying to coordinate. Oh, next time in the area, maybe before a show, we can meet. That's what you tried to do before. Or have people come to your home, which is weird, and it's just like, I'd rather just do it like this. I've had way better guests on. I've gone from 1 podcast a week to 2, sometimes 3 a week with this one. I've started a Patreon. I've learned how to do Zoom, which I didn't know how to do. It's taught me how to interview better, how to make a show flow better, to care more. I used to just talk. Now I have notes, things that we talk about, even and to make sure I can keep going. It's taught me a lot. And that will help me with comedy too, in a different way of how to plan things better, that kind of sense. But I've made the most of my time to the point where actually it was a blessing. I think I've developed more of my sense of humor with this thing going on than I would have if it didn't.
Right. The conversational stuff is so different. And it's like you still have an audience, even though you can't, like you were saying, vibe off the energy of the people who are, you know, in the fourth wall or whatever the fuck, but like, you know, the people who are your true audience, but you still get to like have like a genuine conversation with one person at a time or two. Yo, I have an idea of that Podophiles show. Did they talk about that Wayfair thing yet?
Not
How
yet.
they, oh my
Tomorrow
God.
we're doing Native Americans. Was it really that bad? That's what we're doing tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Yep. But you know what? We're gonna definitely do some trafficking stuff coming up soon. So we'll definitely throw Wayfair in the mix. We've done the Holocaust and Jesus. Were they real? It's crazy. Well, the reason why I let him do it because he has a great way of explaining to you his side, and the way
It's like Alex Jones. That's this whole
but
thing.
not as crazy. He's not really nuts with it. He does
Okay.
do the research and things, but what he did was we're talking about people going to the moon, and I'm like, I go, listen, I don't care what you say. We went to the moon. I believe we went to the moon.
Oh, he thinks it's like a fake or whatever.
A lot of people say that, but they never have a good explanation. He looked at me and said, I got one thing to say to you, and then you tell me what you think. I said, sure. He goes, they drove a car on the moon. And I went, what? He goes, how'd they drive a car on the moon? The moon is super hot. They've never been there. Why would they know to make space tires? What's a space car? I'm like, well, they had a space car. He's like, that's not a thing. It was before that. They drove around like it was normal. There's craters. They had film. You can't drive a car on the moon. And since he said that, I fucking can't get that out of my head. And it's like I found out Santa's not real. It's like, fuck you. That makes sense. That's what he does with it. It's not the crazy facts. He breaks down a simple thing that makes you think. Now, he's not always 100% saying that he believes what he's saying.
Right.
He gets you to think about it. But him just talking like that for an hour could be boring. But with me and Dave, and what we do is we sit there and go like this, and he'll go, yes, Dave, yes, Matt, and we'll just say something ridiculous. Make jokes about it. It goes all over the place. Like when I was doing it, I had a picture of like all the famous people with AIDS by me. Like, you're really saying they don't have it? Like Magic Johnson, and he's just like, well,
Easy E for real.
yeah,
like,
or Puck from The Real World, my favorite AIDS. Like he was mine. I loved him the best. He was lovable. But like
my favorite AIDS.
He's my favorite. I was mad Greg Louganis wasn't on there. Like, come on, Olympic athlete? How dare you?
Right.
But like, so it's been fun to do that, but we would never taken that chance to ever do that unless this happened. So I think it's the people that take the chances. The simple fact that you got together with your cousin and said, let's do this means that you want to create. You're finding other ways. We're the ones at the end of the day, when shows start again, there are going to be people who come to a show and say, I listened to your podcast. That's why I'm here. We're growing an audience now. We're changing.
Dear Lord, I hope so.
Even if it's small. People are sitting at home and trying new things. I've seen my listens go up. I've seen people know about what's going on. Not huge, but enough. And the people that are listening, before I think it was other comics hoping I was talking about them, which I do sometimes. Like, talking shit. I'm like, and I won't lie. My first 6 months of now I'm almost on, we're like 8 episodes away from 300 episodes. When I first started this, and I used to do it once a week, now it's 2. But like almost 5 years ago when I started this thing, all I did was talk shit about local comics. I was like, they'll listen and they'll tell people to listen. And that was it.
That's smart. Oh, that's smart.
Now I don't have them anymore because I'm now gaining people that actually like the podcast. And those people are going to become real fans. They're going to follow you on social media. They're going to go to your Patreon. They're going to do us doing this is giving them that friend they need that makes them laugh while they're sitting at home. Sober people will love that you're talking about it. Of course they do. There are people that are struggling hard right now with that, having to be at home, especially if they live with someone who does drink. And they have to be, that person has an outlet. I don't have an outlet. I'm alone in this. No one gets it. And then they find out about your podcast and they laugh and go, I'm good. I've got them.
I appreciate. I hope so. I mean, that's really what happened was like I go to, I have meetings I go to and everything closed down. And I was like, well, fucking now what? Literally now what?
They're not doing the meetings?
Well, no, I do them on Zoom, but not in person.
Yeah, that's not the same.
Exactly. No, not even close. I mean, and that was such a
smell that one person that fell off the wagon. You need that.
I need that shitty coffee. Just the worst. I want that cat hair cookie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want that human urinal guy to tell his story again. I need him there. It's a weird thing with that too. Like meetings. I'm not gonna get too into this. I never could go to them. I tried it once years ago when I first tried to quit drinking.
Yeah.
My quitting, and I've told this on podcasts a lot, but it basically was realizing that when I drank, I thought I needed to have negative people around me, people that made me feel bad. I didn't like me. So when I one day was around someone that was making me feel like shit, I woke up the next day with them there and said, you need to go and I need to stop drinking. And I cold turkeyed it because I didn't want to be around them again. When I went to try to go to meetings, I was raised Irish Catholic. So like,
Yeah.
I don't believe in God, obviously, but anyway, so it's like, no, but religion didn't need to be part of it. And it made me feel like it was hard. I know there's meetings that they don't do that, but they're harder to find. And I also am somebody that it's hard for me to listen to everyone else's problems when I'm focusing on mine. I couldn't do group therapy. Well, I need to have my problem.
Yeah.
So to be in a group and someone to go, well, this is terrible. I'm like, I know, but what about me? I'm here for fucking me. I have to be selfish or I'm not going to get better.
Yeah.
So I had to focus on me. But I commend anyone who can, any way you can find a way to get better is good. But I could never do it.
It's such a weird thing that it works, but sometimes just listening to somebody else talk about their shitty life makes me feel like, okay, like either their life really to me, it's just, I'm like, your problems are not that big, and it makes me reflect on mine and go like, maybe I'm making like a really big deal. Right fucking before this podcast, I got an email that this job I'm trying to get, I didn't get it. And I was like, God damn it. Like, I wanted to be sad, but it's like, you know, that's just fucking life. And like, one of the gifts of me fucking growing up is going like, sometimes shit's just not meant to be, and I have to just do what I'm doing, because there's probably, I'm not saying like, you know, the universe and like, oh, I saw the number 5 and now I see 5s everywhere. Like, I'm not like that, but at the same time, sometimes shit just doesn't work out.
There's no 5s in Northampton, I'll tell you that much. Hey-o.
Hard 4s.
Hard 4. If they're hard, get out of the bathroom. What are you doing in Northampton? What are you hard for?
Oh my God. I got to tell you, my breakthrough joke was like about this fucking time I had my period, and I usually use the men's room when it's convenient. But when you have your period, you can't use the men's room because they don't have those little fucking mailboxes, right?
I watched this bit from when you did it, but like, please tell it.
Right? Oh, you said fucking. Oh, yeah. So I'm in the fucking women's room, and some lady is like, excuse me, son, I think you're in the wrong restroom. And I'm just like, bitch, fuck you. Like, because I just
you're
lost
going
my
through
mind.
a hard moment in your life, and someone's calling you a guy and saying you're lost.
And I'm like, I'm bleeding actively, you dick. Like,
I like the description where you had it like a candle and you were walking.
Oh yeah, the fucking hold out my tampon like I'm going to a candlelight vigil. Yeah. Like, fucking A.
Oh,
did you see a video?
I'm going in. Like, you had to pull your pants down and show them. Look at me. I belong.
I used to do this. I used to fucking pull my bra up. As soon as I walked in, just so that people would leave me alone.
And they go, you're a fat boy. Get out of here, you fat boy.
That's right. I forgot. I used to be really fat when I was 10. I forgot.
No one wants a chubby boy who's bleeding.
That's the worst. I would rather be anything than a chubby boy. I would be anything.
No, you are. Your life is tough, and you have to. I'd rather be a fat woman than a fat boy, because a fat girl can own it and be proud now.
Yep.
And be like, yeah,
thick.
Lizzo,
thick.
Look at me.
Yeah, that's thick now.
Fat boy's still Chunk from Goonies. There's no cool fat boy. Because even the ones that were owning it, like Jonah Hill, got thin. You're like, fuck you. You were saving us.
You betrayed us. Yeah.
How dare you? You were supposed to be a pudgy fuck, and then you got thin. You're not hot, but you're hotter, and you're fuckable now, at least.
I don't know. He's got that weird look like he hasn't slept in 8 years. Yeah. I don't know.
He looks like something that's not real. Like they made him in Hollywood. They took a fat thing and they made him. Like, you're kind of the fun neighbor that nobody would fuck.
Oh man, and yet so like every movie he's fucking 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street are my top favorite movies. Like, I could watch the second 22 Jump Street is like a little on the long side. They could have cut some shit out, but just joke after. Have you seen those?
I saw the first one, and I knew
watch the
I grew up on the show, so it was weird to have it a comedy.
Oh, okay.
But I liked how they were making fun of it. I did enjoy that. I didn't see the second one, but yeah. Anything like that, Airplane, anything that has joke, I can enjoy all day.
Dude, I would say watch 22 Jump Street. Like, it is so. There's this one part where Jonah Hill's like, I need complete silence while I get into character. And he just keeps saying that as Channing Tatum is trying to talk, and he just keeps saying it over him. And I don't know why it was so, because it's Jonah Hill, and you can't take anything he does.
He sells it really well. When he's he's very funny, but he was funnier fat. Same thing with Jack Black and all them. They're funny or fat.
So do you think, so maybe that's the curse of, if you're a fat boy, is that if you're a fat boy, so I guess the worst thing to be would be an unfunny fat boy. Like, that's got to be.
You haven't learned how to laugh at your fat? you want to kill yourself, but you can't because you can't get a rope around your non-existent neck. You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck.
Can't slit your wrist because gravy will come out. Hey-o. It's hard. I don't know if I can hey-o two suicide
Heyo.
jokes.
Can't slit your wrist because gravy will come.
Can't kill
Oh,
yourself.
my God.
Can't do it all.
Man, no, go ahead.
Thank you so much for being on. We've done an hour already. It just flew.
That was super fun, dude. Thank you
Hope to have
so
you back on. Where can they follow you?
All right, so I'm at Bucks_wild on Twitter, and Ange
Bucks
Buxton.
BUX.
BUX, yep. Ange Buxton, ANGBUXTON. And then I have 2 podcasts. One is called Sober During Crisis. And that is, I love that. And then the second one is Stars of the States. That's a more musical comedy podcast mashup. Not like la 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 musical, but like we talk about musicians.
Oh, cool.
So it's pretty fun, yeah.
Please check out those podcasts, everybody. And thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I hope we chat again soon or cross paths.
Definitely will. We have way more to talk about. We have more human toilet things to say.
Oh, yeah, dude. This was mad fun.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks.